Hello, everybody, and welcome to IT 206. This is the second course about Java programming, and in particular, we're going to be talking about object-oriented programming. So, what you'll see right here on the screen is I am on the Blackboard site for the course, okay? And you'll see over here on the left-hand side, we got the home page and the syllabus and all that. Now, for this class, there are actually two Blackboard sites, okay? So if I go over here, you'll see that there is a IT 206002, okay? And then there's also an IT 206 Common course, all right? Now, IT 2062 is just going to have stuff that is specific to my section, all right? Whereas the common stuff is going to be where all of the lecture material is, all of the assignments, all of the exams, all that's going to be here in IT 206 Common. So if you don't have access to both of these sites, you need to immediately let me know. Send me an email or get a hold of the Blackboard people because you need to have both of these sections in order to be able to do your work. So IT 206 Common and IT 206 002. Okay, so I'm in the IT 206 002 site right now. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. And the only thing that there's any information in is over here in this syllabus schedule administration. I'm going to be adding some other stuff not too long. But so there's the syllabus. You can click on that, go through it. There's the schedule. This is my contact information. The best way to get a hold of me is via email. I'm usually pretty fast at responding, like within a couple of hours at the most, is usually all that it takes me, unless you send me an email at 3 in the morning. But so there's my contact information. I'm going to be posting all of my lectures to this YouTube channel, okay? So be aware that that's where that is, but all of the lecture material will be emailed to you. And then here's information about the TAs. Okay. All right. So I guess the next thing that I want to do is I want to go through the syllabus really quick. I'm not going to go through every single thing on here on this syllabus because you can read. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about was, let's see, major topics. All right, so the books, okay? It says this book is required. I'm not really going to be referring to this book a whole lot, you know. It's a good reference, particularly if you're not super strong on programming. Then you can get the book and it might help as a reference, but you should be able to get all that you need without having to purchase the textbook. So most of my students don't actually buy this. And this one here for the simple program design, we're not going to be referring to this book at all. So you don't actually need to get that book. I would not spend my money on either of them if I were you. Okay, let's see. All right, so here's the grading. All right, this is what people care about. Labs, 10% of your grade. All right, I'll talk a little bit more about labs in a second. Programming assignments, there are 10 programming assignments. Actually, there's really only 5 programming assignments, but each programming assignment has 2 parts. There's a part where you create a UML diagram and write a bunch of documentation. That's one part, and then the other part is writing the actual code. So there's 5 of those, but it's divided into 2 parts, the UML documentation part and then the implementation part, and so that makes a total of 10. Okay, and then there are 4 quizzes. The quizzes, of course, since we're online, are going to be via the Respondus Lockdown browser with the webcam. So make sure you have that you've got a webcam and that you can use the Respondus Lockdown browser. Those are for the quizzes. Same thing, the midterm's going to be like that, and so is the final. The quizzes, the midterm, and the final all are going to be at specific time blocks. Okay, so you're not going to have like a whole week to do it. You're going to have, actually, I think the quizzes, I can't remember. The quizzes you might have a lot of time to do. I think you might have the whole week to do those. I'm not sure. I'll have to go look and see. The midterms and finals definitely are at a very specific time. Okay, there are no extra credit opportunities. All right, last semester I gave a whole bunch of students extra credit. So this is sort of my disclaimer that there's no extra credit opportunities, but I might change my mind on that. Late submissions will not be accepted for any programming assignments for any reason. All right, well, I understand that we're in COVID right now and things are just ridiculous. So everything is a negotiation, and that's what you should know about me. So if there is a reason why you need to submit something late, send me an email and let me know, and we'll discuss it. And uh, last semester, I let a lot of people submit things late. Now, in general, if you get into the habit of submitting things late, you're not going to do well in the class. I mean, that's just been the story of what's happened. People who routinely submit things late end up with like C's and stuff. So I would not get into the habit of doing that if I were you. But again, I'm not going to say, I will not accept them for any reason because, every situation is different. Every person is individual. And so let's just have a discussion. Okay, let's see. What is this? Yeah, exams obviously will not be conducted on campus or in a classroom. They're going to be online. Okay, religious holidays, attendance policy, exams. Oh, yeah, I guess I should say. So this class is going to be conducted mainly asynchronously. So basically what's going to happen is on Monday morning, I am going to post all of the stuff that is supposed to happen for the week. So there could be lecture material, there could be a quiz that you have to do, there could be a lab. All of that kind of stuff is going to be posted at the beginning of the week, okay? And it's up to you when you want to do it. You can procrastinate and wait until the very end of the week and do everything then, or you can, sort of work on it a little bit each day, all right? I am going to be having synchronous sessions about once a week. The time and day is going to change on those because it just sort of depends on when I have time in my schedule to accommodate those. But mainly those are just going to be sort of unscripted, come and ask questions, and I answer whatever questions people have. So we'll be doing a bunch of those. All right. What else? Let's see. Yep, we're doing Blackboard. We're going to be using privacy. Okay, disability accommodations. I have had some students who have disability accommodations. Let me know as soon as possible so we can get your specific stuff set up and your timelines and your schedule and all that if you are in that position. Honor code. So this is the big section about cheating. Don't cheat. All right. It's just not a good idea. And so there's a whole lot of information about cheating. Make sure that you read this and understand it. Okay, so that's the syllabus. Now let me get into the schedule really quick. Okay, so basically the schedule, and by the way, if I go back here, you'll see that the syllabus is here, the schedule's right here. Okay, so if I click on this link, that's what opens up this Excel spreadsheet. All right, so you see that everything's broken up into weeks. So we're here in week 1. All right. All of the activities for a given week, so whether it's reading or content or labs or whatever, you have the whole week to do this. Okay. So for example, here in week 1, all right, these are the things that we're going to do. And there's some modules listed. I'll show you what those are in a second. But we're talking about the review of procedural programming. We're doing introduction to object-oriented techniques. If you do purchase the textbooks, here are sort of the chapters that go along with those. And then there is a lab that you have to do this week. It's actually lab 0. Okay. So the labs are sort of shorter programming assignments, and I'll show you where to access those in just a second. Okay. So for week 1, this is what it is that you're going to be doing. Okay. Notice that you don't have any assignments due. You don't have any quizzes or anything like that. All right. So that's week 1. Okay. Now, if I go over to the common course, all right, remember I said there were 2 courses, all right, so this is the course for my section, and then there's the common course, all right. So now I'm over here in the common course, and you'll see here's a list of all the modules. Now, you're probably not going to be able to see all of these, because as students, some of this stuff's going to be hidden from you, okay, but you should be able to see modules 0, 1, and 2, okay. So for this week, you need to be looking at the information in these first 3 modules, 0, 1, and 2. Okay, if I go back to my schedule, you'll see, here's modules 0, 1 and modules 2 right there. Okay, so that's what we're covering this week. All right, and if I look in module 0, here's the information So there's a PowerPoint slide. These PowerPoint slides have a voice track that goes with them. So when you actually play them in presentation mode, you can actually listen to somebody talking about the information there. Okay. And here's just some more information about sort of the beginnings of the class. All right. And then we have module 1, which is review of procedural programming. So there's a bunch of information in here. You should go through all of that. And then, of course, module 2, same deal. Okay, introduction to object-oriented techniques. All right. Later on today, there's actually going to be more videos that I'm going to send everybody a link to, where I'm going to sort of give my take on both of the topics here in module 1 and module 2. So make sure that you take a look at those when they're posted. They're not there yet. Okay, and then finally, there is a lab that's due today, but I'm going to talk about the Lab 0 in a different video. So, you can find it here under Labs, and if you go into Labs, you can click on that and talk about, see what Lab 0 is, but I'll be talking about that in a different video. All right, so that's it for right now, and stay tuned for more information.